So this week is a big fight. On Saturday, Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria will be going at it. And well, with Ilia Topuria being a heavy favorite, I'm going to be talking about the aspects and ways that Charles Oliveira can have the opportunity to defeat Ilia Topuria. And well, before I get into it, if you guys can, please hit the subscribe button and let's shoot for 10 likes on this video. Anyways, let's get into it. Although I don't have him winning this fight, I think the aspects heading into this one definitely make it a lot more of a challenge than what people may seem of this Ilia Topuria Charles Oliveira matchup. First, on the striking department, right? I would try to keep the range at a certain distance. And so kickboxing distance is the good amount of range that I would try to do if I'm Charles. If you're kind of farther apart and you throw out the jab just to kind of keep Billy Tiberi busy, it doesn't get you, I would say, as much of a favor to him getting chinned or knocked out because of Ilya Tapiri being more of a boxer. But the minute that he gets closer and he's in boxing range, I would immediately go and clinch if I'm Charles. I wouldn't trade with the shots. We've seen him go and trade with fighters like Dustin, and we've seen him get knocked down. And ideally, as long as he doesn't trade within the boxing range, Charles Oliveira could do a good enough job to, really survive the fight. And one more aspect of this fight that, I think Charles Oliveira could hopefully try to implement or can maybe get some success on this one. Maybe throw some leg kicks towards Ilia Tapiria's, legs. This may be like a no brainer, like, why are you saying this? But I think to kind of emphasize on that, you know, when Ilia Topuria generally when he fights, it's a boxing stance, so he's very heavy on the front foot, and so if he were to do damage on that front foot, it could possibly slow down Ilia Topuria, and that kind of goes along with my previous points about keeping it on that boxing range, etc. You get the point. So I think on the striking aspect, that is a way to make this fight a lot closer, or if not, help Charles Oliveira win this fight. And as far as going to the grappling side of things, right? Once when Charles Oliveira, gets him, I think obviously Ilia Tapiria's best chances is to keep it at a striking range. But for Charles, I think it's safe for him to take him to the ground. I think in the last fight against Michael Chandler, he played it actually very safe by just wrestling him and going at it for the 5 rounds as he can. Now, if he were to just play it safe like he did in that last fight, again, I think Charles Oliveira's chances of him winning this fight goes up by keeping him on the ground and especially getting him on his back when he's grappling. If he has, let's say, on side control, or if he's on his back, I'm not saying that Charles Oliveira is in trouble, but I think it would be obviously a lot better of a situation for Charles to have Ilya on his back, since at least in from my recollection, I haven't really seen Ilya be flat on his back, and how he responds by that, and with Charles being amazing with his jiu-jitsu, that could be a problem of his. And so I would try to emphasize the fact of getting him on his back when he's on the octagon floor. And I think, uh, I think when it comes to the grappling side of things, try to do that and wrestle if he to play it more like a safe, like he did against Michael Chandler. I would do something similar towards that Michael Chandler fight when if he goes and grapples, and then from the striking department, like I said before, if he gets close, clinch, elbows, knees, leg kicks to that uh, front leg of Ilia Topuria when he's in that orthodox stance, and then keep it at a kickboxing range. And I think that is, in a 5-minute summary, the way that Charles Oliveira can potentially pull off a win over Ilia Topuria. A lot of people have this fight, kind of far apart, kind of just not even count. It's just counting out Charles Oliveira. And to be honest, more and more, if you think about it, it is actually a closer fight. I think it's 60-40 Ilya. But, anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you guys can, hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.